Are things getting a little crazy, blowing up all over the place? Angry teenagers can make it very difficult in a home. How to deal with your angry teen? By the end of this video, you'll have some confidence that you can handle this. I've got 5 ideas for you today about how to deal with your angry teenager, and the first and foremost of these tips is to remember your job. This is hard when your teenager is angry and causing some disruption and just being a pill to live with. Your job as a parent is what? It's to love them. No matter what and even if. No matter what and even if. Wrap your head around that for a moment. Your teenager may go through some turbulent times, and their anger can tip you over and get you to thinking sometimes that maybe your job is to make sure that they're not angry. Well, can you do this? No. You're not very good at that job, are you? You might start thinking your job is to make sure that they are productive citizens, that keep up on their homework and treat people kindly and with respect. No, that's not your job. You'll probably do some of that naturally, but remember, your job is to love them no matter what and even if. Now, as you connect with that true principle, how does that feel? Do you notice a little sense of relief just in knowing your job is to love them, no matter what, and even if? That brings a little sense of relief to my heart. Does it do the same for you? Well, there's a good argument that we're right on with this. Your job is to love them no matter what, and even if. Keep that in mind as we go through the other 4 tips for how to deal with an angry teenager. Here's your second tip. Maintain a calm voice, calm face, and calm body. The worst thing that we can do if our teenager is angry is to return that anger or to show up with an expression or a voice that is not conducive to calm. Calm voice, calm face, calm body. I got this originally from Nicolene Peck, who has been here on the channel before, helping us with our positive parenting playlist. Calm voice, calm face, calm body. If we are calm, we can solve anything. Stay calm and parent on. We ought to create a t-shirt for that. Would you buy one if we did? Stay calm and parent on. Now, calm voice, calm face, calm body not only puts you in a better position as a parent to handle this disruptive event that's happening with your angry teenager, it also models for your teenager exactly what you expect. And you might even be able to use this phrase: I'm happy to talk to you about this when you're talking to me the same way I'm talking to you. See, that assumes that you as a parent are maintaining a calm voice, calm face, and calm body. The other clear benefit to this particular tip is that it allows you to separate the emotion from the discipline, and it becomes all business. This is a really powerful way to transfer the burden of thinking back to your teenager. Calm voice, calm face, calm body. While we're talking about modeling appropriate behavior, let's go to tip number 3. Practice unwavering respect. I mean, you as a parent, practice unwavering respect. Treat your teenager with the utmost of respect. Why? 2 reasons. First of all, that puts you in a more powerful position as a parent. I believe that to have authority with your teenager, you have to be respectful. If you're not respectful, they may fear you, but they won't respect you as an authority in their life. Your respect for them puts you in a more powerful position as a parent. Here's the other thing. We're talking about modeling appropriate behavior. How do you want them to behave? Even when, or especially when they're feeling angry, you want them to be able to practice respect as well. So that's the other reason for it. Now, this is kind of hard sometimes because you're not feeling particularly respectful in that moment. Connect with your job as a parent, which is to love them no matter what and even if, right? Practice calm voice, calm face, and calm body. And that's going to put you in a position where it's a lot easier to do it. Remember, respect is something that you choose to do. It's not necessarily something that somebody else deserves. I was running a group once of juvenile delinquents. At least that's what the court called them. Bunch of teenagers in a group. Many of them had attitudes, and they were all there by order of the court. I remember one kid in the corner had his hat on backwards. He's sporting some attitude over there too. And he says to me from the corner of the room, "I respect people who respect me." Okay, first of all, that's a little insight into the teenager's mind that maybe you have a better chance of getting their respect if you're respectful toward them. But my thought was, oh, that's really impressive. Wow. Amazing. You can respect people who respect you. You know what's hard is respecting people who don't respect you. Why? Because you're a respectful person. Because that's who you are. You are a benevolent, generous, loving parent. And may we add to that list, respectful, no matter what. That's tip number 3. Practice unwavering respect. Tip number 4 has to do with setting appropriate limits. I mentioned earlier that there's a couple of things that are required for you to have authority as a parent. One of those things is the respect and being seen as a provider of good times and good things. The other thing is to be able to set and enforce appropriate limits. When teenagers are angry, sometimes they can become destructive or hurtful. We have to set limits as parents around that because we're still ultimately responsible for the safety of everyone in our home. And to set appropriate limits sometimes means that you get really clear about what you control and what you don't. I would not recommend that you get into a power struggle with an angry teenager. How are we going to avoid the power struggles? By that clarity of what we control and what we don't. Do you control, for example, what kind of language your teenager is using? No. If you controlled it, it would sound different, wouldn't it? Do you control whether your teenager cooperates with appropriate requests? No, you don't, because if you controlled it, they always would. Do you see where I'm going with this? Don't get into a power struggle if you can avoid it. If you can't avoid it, make sure that you win it. And the way that you win it is you pick an issue that you control. Let's say, for example, that your angry teenager is becoming physically threatening toward you or some other member of your family. Do you control whether your teenager is becoming physically threatening? No, you don't, because if you did, they wouldn't. Do you control whether you call the local police to provide protection? Why, yes, you do. Now, I'm not suggesting that you call the police. I'm suggesting that you consider it, because that's something that you control. And to set an appropriate limit would include that their behavior doesn't endanger other people or property. And if it does, you're willing to take that step. That might be an extreme example, although maybe it's not too. You know what you're dealing with at home. Set that appropriate limit and make sure that it's something you can control. Tip number 5 about dealing with an angry teen has to do with the weather. I was right here at my office one day when a thunderstorm came through. The thunderstorm was big and loud, and it was starting to drop all kinds of rain. I remembered, as I heard the thunder outside, that I had left the windows open in my truck. What should I do? I should go out to the parking lot, raise my fist to the heavens, and say something like, "Don't start with me!" Right? No. I might be committed to the mental institution. Storms pass. Weather the storm. Are you hearing me as it relates to your angry teenager? Go outside. Do what is necessary to get the windows closed on your vehicle and weather the storm. Storms always pass, don't they? Now, sometimes they leave a little bit of destruction and mayhem in their wake. But here's the thing. If you're willing to weather the storm, that's tip number 5, weather the storm. You will find that the storm will pass, and you're not contributing to all the mayhem that happens because you're not storming. The worst thing that we can do when our kids are angry is to get angry ourselves, because that just increases the intensity of the storm and makes it more likely that we're going to have some casualties. Weather the storm. Parenting can be tricky business. You've got what it takes, and you probably need some resources too. That's why we're here. And that's also why we created the Parenting PowerUp. If you haven't connected to that, would you please check that out? The reason we created this is so that you can have the tools and the resources that you need when things get stormy.